Testing audio, testing audio. All my people in the chat, throw out some diamond emojis if you can see me, if you can hear me. Let me get some hearts. Let me get some shine. Hello, Liliana. Hello, Javi. Hello, welcome. Let me know if I am heard, if I am seen, so that we can get this stream started. Checking in on all platforms. Let's get some emojis. Excited for tonight's readings. Let me check on my end that everything is functioning as it should. Looking good. All right. I see you. I see you. Thank you. Looks like we're good on all platforms. All right, well, welcome to my sparkly corner of the internet. I'm Shine, and this is Divine Shine Tarot with another celebrity reading live stream. How is everyone doing? Happy New Year of the Fire Horse. Happy Ramadan. Happy Lent for any of you celebrating. I just broke my fast this weekend. I was fasting for a few days to start Lent, and I hope to cycle in and out of some fasting for the next 40 days. I guess we're down to about 37, 36 days now. It's a good time to restart ourselves, both physically, spiritually, energetically, and take advantage of this special time that there are many alignments happening in the universe. So how is everyone? Let's get started with tonight's theme. Tonight is part 2 of my Valentine's Day weekend special. In part 1, I did readings on some famous wags, that's wives and girlfriends of athletes, since this Valentine's Day weekend coincided with the NBA All-Star Weekend. Tonight, I'll do readings on some of your favorite married celebrity couples that you often ask me to read on, including Justin and Hailey Bieber, Beyonce and JayZ, Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco, Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, Demi Lovato and her husband Jutes Jordan, Nelly and Ashanti, and Ciara and Russell Wilson. So that's a quick rundown of everyone I'll be reading tonight. We'll do updated readings on some of those familiar faces on my channel and a few new couples I haven't read on before to see what's coming for all of them this year. The monthly horoscope stream is already up. I'll be doing another one soon, and I'll post the individual videos as soon as possible. So make sure you turn on notifications to be alerted of when I'm live, and join me for future readings to ask your questions. Otherwise, you can always wait a few weeks until I can upload the edited individual video clips of each reading. Whatever I can't get to tonight, I will roll over to my next stream since these readings require a lot of my energy. For those of you that are familiar with my tarot streams, you know I cover a lot. I give you my all and then I get drained. So it's best for me to recharge and return with more when I'm refreshed and energized so that I can give you my best. All right. For those of you that will watch the replay on YouTube, timestamps will be down in the description to jump ahead. Just give me a couple business days, as I've shared a few times already in past streams. Prepping the timestamps for my streams takes a lot more time than you realize. You can always watch this in 2x speed if you want to enjoy the whole stream faster and just scroll through the stream the old-fashioned way to get to the readings you want until the timestamps are ready. I have to say this on every stream because you'd be surprised on how many comments I get about these simple things. Unfortunately, some people need a lot of hand-holding or feel entitled, and I don't have time and energy to respond to every individual comment, so I have to hit you all with these basics at the top of every stream for any needy newcomers. Okay, so if you enjoy anything about my content, consider booking a reading or sending a donation where you can also attach your request or suggestion for a pop culture reading you'd like to see me do. But the best support is free, so hit that like button and subscribe so that I can continue sharing these celebrity and horoscope readings with you. Okay, now let's get started with the readings. Remember, on lives, I try to just do brief readings, not deep dives, since we cover so many different celebrity readings at once. I will give background before each reading while I shuffle for me to connect with the energy of each person and also to give you context. Remember, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. No facts, no truth, just tarot. Okay, who should we get started with tonight? Let's see how I have it in my notes. Okay, let's get started with Justin and Hailey Bieber. So, the Biebers are always a very controversial couple in terms of the scrutiny that they get from their fan bases and the requests that I get from all of you to do readings on them. Let's see what the information is about them. So, they've been married for over 7 years. Justin Bieber, the super pop star from Toronto, Canada, or sorry, where is it? London, Ontario. He's 31 now. He's a Pisces. And his wife, Hailey Bieber, she's 29. She is a Sagittarius. All right. So they met in 2009. And so they've been together for, let's see, since 2018. So yeah, that's a lot of years. I can't math it right now. I thought it'd be here already. Anyhow, most recent, Justin was seen performing at one of these award shows. I think it was the Grammys. And he was in his boxers. I thought it was artistic. I thought it was not out of the range of the things that we're used to seeing Justin Bieber do. But some fans were concerned. And there's constant speculation about if Hailey Bieber is an enabler in Justin Bieber's life, if she set herself up in his life with some sort of intentions, because Justin Bieber was previously with another pop star, Selena Gomez, who we'll do a reading on later on tonight. So we'll take a look to see what the cards have to say about Justin and Hailey. An updated reading on them, since I did do a couple other readings on them in the past. And actually, for those of you that saw the reading that I did on Justin Bieber's streaming venture to see what that was about, I believe the first card that came out was the Sun card in reverse, indicating some sort of unhappiness, maybe being depressed, maybe being frustrated about things in life not going the way one would want or what one expected. So let's see what the cards have to say, if the energy is updated or has changed. Let's get a few cards out to see what is the energy between Justin and Hailey Bieber, Spirit. What is to come for them in, let's say, the next 2 years? Let's get an update on Justin and Hailey Bieber. Let's get a few cards out for them. Actually, let me do one of these shuffles as well. Spirit, let's get a few cards out on Justin and Hailey Bieber. What is the energy between Justin Bieber and his wife Hailey? What is to come for them in the next 2 years, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out about what is the dynamic between Justin and Hailey. Thank you. Just keeping it romantic and lovely, since this was an extension of my Valentine's Day weekend themed readings. So still got a few cute outfits with hearts and flowers and those fun colors. Spirit, let's get a few cards out to see what is to come for Justin and Hailey Bieber. Ooh, bad business with this Emperor card in reverse. So this could be that someone is either being too controlling to where it is having a negative effect on one's household or one's business. This could also be someone that is not taking the appropriate levels of responsibility, someone that is not a good leader if it's pointing to a specific person in the relationship. But usually the Emperor has to deal with something along the lines of someone's empire. So you could say that someone's empire is about to crumble, someone's business is about to have a downturn or a downfall, perhaps. Oh, this is also about a father figure. So something negative to do with a father figure, which Justin does share a baby with Hailey. I believe it's a son, but you guys in the chat correct me if there's any believers with me during the time of recording this live. So this is the Queen of Cups in reverse. And this indicates someone that may be either very codependent and needy, or they could be emotionally withdrawn and emotionally unavailable. So since it's coming after the Emperor card in reverse, I wonder if this is saying that the impact of this likely feminine energy may be contributing to the business not going well, or something to do with the father figure being impacted by not being able to be their best self, which we could assume that would be Justin Bieber. Hi, Skegga. Thank you for stopping by. Nice to see you. We could assume that this is representative of perhaps Justin Bieber's energy, and this Queen of Cups in reverse potentially could be Hailey, indicating that maybe she is so dependent on Justin's energy that it prevents him from being great in other areas, such as business, such as fatherhood. Or it could be that they both are just not the best that they could be in their positions in terms of being a partner in a marriage as well as being a parent. It seems like there's an emotional disconnect and a lack of responsibility or too much control. So let's see if we can get a few more cards out. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. So there are financial opportunities or incentives. There is a motivation, a financial motivation here. Someone in the relationship is either driven by the finances, or could this be saying that that is part of the reason that they are still together? You know, the phrase is cheaper to keep her, or was someone in this relationship. I think that's one of the conspiracies that some of the fans of the Justin and Hailey relationship are, or the followers of the relationship. One of the speculations or conspiracies is that someone may have paid Hailey to be allegedly the handler. But let's see what the following cards have to say. Yikes, 9 of Wands, indicating that some sort of traumas and battles and challenges are creating difficulty, preventing someone from reaching their goals, from completing some stage or some life cycle, whatever it is that they are looking to accomplish. They're not able to do so because they're so impacted by all that they have experienced. They are weary, they are battle tested and worn. And so this could indicate that if they have had conflicts in their relationship, someone's growing tired. Someone is not sure that they could make it to the last stage of whatever the last stage of a marriage is, an everlasting love. Someone might be wanting out of the marriage, or possibly could even be fatigued because of some sort of financial responsibility, since it comes after the Ace of Pentacles. This could indicate that financial pressures are contributing to the fatigue of either Justin or Hailey. I would be inclined to think that this is pointing towards Justin, that maybe the responsibilities of the business, of the finances, have grown so great, so heavy, that he is really not doing well with, we could say, energetically, since the suit of Wands is about passion and energy, but this could also be physical fatigue as well as mental. So let's continue to pull a few cards here. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles. This is trying to juggle 2 or more things of value, trying to prioritize, trying to stay organized, trying to get a lot done. So this idea of having a lot of responsibilities is being repeated, and that being closely associated with business and finance. So career opportunities, as well as juggling your role in the household as a father, as a husband. It seems like this is calling a lot of my attention. There is some heavy financial responsibility or burden that is difficult for Justin to navigate at this time. He's trying to prioritize that, but it seems like he's having a hard time. Let's get a few more cards out. Yikes. So we're once again seeing this idea of potential traumas creating blockages and stagnancy, or holding someone back, recapturing someone, preventing them from moving on. Because with the Six of Swords, where someone needs to move on from the choppy waters to get onto the calmer waters, which is a metaphor for leaving a toxic or struggling environment and getting to a more peaceful stage in your life. In reverse, there is a resistance to that, and that hindrance could be because there is something or someone holding you back. There is difficulty and regret with releasing that attachment. So I wonder if that is saying that, as we saw some indication of here, that there may be trouble in their marriage, but it is difficult for them to let go, as tired as they may be of something in the relationship. It's important for them to stay together because of the finances. And so someone or both of them are keeping themselves in a somewhat toxic or destructive environment. And it's necessary for them to move on, to break out of this, but difficult with someone that is either codependent, needy, and overbearing, or emotionally withdrawn and possibly even self-absorbed. Two versions of neediness that I'm seeing there, but business responsibilities seem to be hanging on Justin's shoulders. Ooh, the Hermit card in reverse. Someone wants to be single. Someone wants to break out of this relationship. The Hermit card in reverse indicates that after a period of solitude, or in this case, being committed in a relationship, being not in the streets, not outside, not a bachelor, someone is either feeling isolated or alone in a relationship, and perhaps wants to either explore their options or break out of whatever restrictions they're feeling in that relationship, whatever lack of partnership or reciprocity they're experiencing that is allowing them to feel isolated or lonely. So let's get one more card out here. Yikes. Yeah. Page of Wands in reverse. So this is about a possible lack of passion, someone feeling discouraged, possibly even depressed. As I said at the beginning in my previous reading on Justin Bieber, specifically around his streaming venture, the first card that came out was the Sun card, indicating a lack of joy, a sense of unhappiness, some sort of depression and frustration around some sort of blockage. So this is somewhat repeating that, but this also indicates someone that may be distracted and procrastinating, not getting things done. So there's an element of frustration around not getting things done to the extent of what perhaps one's responsibilities are calling them to accomplish. And there's also some sort of immaturity indicated by the page in reverse. So I think I'll leave it there. I'll take a few more looks at the cards or at the bottom of this deck because it cut in a different way. Yikes! Not the 10 of Cups in reverse. This indicates that there is a lot of trouble in one's home life, personal life, childhood. This is about emotional disharmony with one's foundation, family unit. So this could be a marriage, but again, usually the 10 of Cups, it could even point to problems as far back as someone's childhood and how that may be contributing their present day decisions. Since we saw this Queen of Cups in reverse earlier on in the reading, it could be that something that one of those two people in that relationship, either Justin or Hailey Bieber, experienced in their childhood is the reason that they're either so codependent and needy or they are emotionally withdrawn, having been affected by traumas, as we saw indicated in these two cards earlier in the reading. So unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything new or positive in these cards, which I was hoping that the energy may have changed for the better. We will end with this Four of Swords, which indicates a need for rest after a period of stress and difficulty, or because of an upcoming period of stress and difficulty. But also, whenever I see the Four of Swords, it also makes me think of someone's health, the need for mental and physical recovery of someone's health. So this is somewhat an extension of what I have seen in my past readings on Justin, as well as Justin and Hailey Bieber, unfortunately. I'm sorry to see that. I really wish well for Justin and his family. I hope that things can turn around soon with whatever they're dealing with. Hopefully they can get each other through it. I guess time will tell if any of that information ever comes to light. But in public, it seems like they keep up good appearances. They put on a brave face. They always look good. So I hope they work it out right. Skegga just said that too. I hope they work it out as well. All right, let's see who is next on the list. Oh, let's switch over to Beyonce and JayZ. So Beyonce and JayZ have been, as always, in a lot of speculation and controversy. Most recently, the fodder online has been saying that JayZ has been named in the Epstein files. I believe most of the world is familiar with what that suggests, but for those of you that don't, the Epstein situation is a possible pedophilic ring that has been discovered, and there has been a lot of conspiracy around who's connected and why and what do they do in this world and how dirty it gets. And JayZ's name being mentioned after he had already previously experienced legal accusations. I believe it was last year from another, at the time, grown woman that was saying when she was younger, she had experienced something with JayZ and Diddy, which that went away because JayZ came out strongly against it. And there was speculation online that there may have been some intimidation tactics around the girl to get her to silence herself. But of course, there's also a group of thought that believes that some people are just out to get a quick paycheck around this idea of bringing down people that are at the top of the music and business industries, something along that lines. So after having been named in the Epstein files, JayZ stepped out for the Super Bowl, and he was with his beautiful daughters. Let me just get the visuals going here. There he goes with his girls, the daughters that he's had with Beyonce. That's Blue Ivy, and I believe the other one's name is Rumi. All smiles, comfortable, because remember, JayZ is working with the Super Bowl committee. He's usually the one that helps select the musical talent that will be performing. So he had something to do with the Bad Bunny performance, the Benito Bowl that was seen at this year's Super Bowl a couple weekends ago, as well as the Kendrick Lamar performance that we saw last year that was controversial because Kendrick Lamar had a song that was accusing another musician named Drake of also being a PDF. And JayZ has history with Drake, and some would say maybe a level of competition with his desire and his ambitions to want to be on top versus someone like Drake that is still musically on top himself. So it was seen as maybe that sometimes, allegedly, perhaps JayZ may be using his positions in business to try to take out personal vendettas against people, or get his payback on something, depending on whatever his history is with people. Anyway, here he is, all smiles with his girls at the Super Bowl after the association that he has with the Epstein files and people speculating that he left the country. Well, he came out to show that he's actually still here. And here are the girls jumping, being happy, being, young, innocent girls as they should be. Although, and this is just my opinion, it seems like they put a lot of pressure on the daughters, but especially Blue Ivy, whenever they have a moment like this where it's bad press, where it gets concerning and questionable about the ages of when their father JayZ may have met the mother, or the ages of some of the accusers or anyone that he is associated with. All of a sudden there's some big press event with the daughter Blue Ivy. We also did see Blue Ivy was very front and center at her mom's Beyonce's recent concert. It seems to be that the more the family is experiencing these doubts in the press, or this conspiracy that keeps on developing, that is something that they're using the children to try to get out in front of and maintain a certain family image. Anyhow, about a week after we saw JayZ and the girls at the Super Bowl, which, by the way, also let me mention that people consistently are asking, where is the son? Because they see the daughters and they find it odd that the father is bringing only the daughters, never the son. There's speculation that perhaps the child is special needs or autistic, or needs, has sensory overload, those things that are, geez, that was scary. Okay. So for those of you that are anywhere in the eastern side of the United States, you may be experiencing a snow day or the start of a snow day. So it seems like there was a regional alert that people should avoid staying outside because of all of the snow that is anticipated to reach us soon. So apologies for that noisy interruption. Okay, so as I was saying, while JayZ was seen out and about with his daughters at the Super Bowl, many of the fans or speculators were curious as to where's the son, because they never get to see the son in any of these public appearances. And of course, also wondering where's Beyonce. The assumption was that Beyonce's probably home with the son, if the son is sensitive to something as stimulating and might be a sensory overload as the Super Bowl. But then a week later, especially after all of the rumors and speculation, we see that Queen Bee released a bunch of images to indicate that she was actually there. Now, some people that are suspicious or skeptical of Beyonce's media moves may think that some of this is staged, like she may have taken these pictures after the... Hi, F. Toby. Nice to see you, girly. Some people feel that perhaps these pictures were staged afterwards, because to release it so far after the Super Bowl, especially because of the conversation that was happening at the time, some people felt that this was the kind of change the narrative or silence the haters, as they call them, whenever it is not something that paints Beyonce in a favorable light. But here she is eating something or pretending to eat something, and next to JayZ, her husband, wearing the same hoodie that we just saw him wearing in the Super Bowl pictures with his daughters. And then the pictures get a little artistic maybe, but some followers, some fans found it odd that she is seemingly unbothered with all of the speculation that is circulating about her family, her husband specifically, and doing these kinds of pictures, you know, artsy things, displaying the football, flexing the outfit, eating the burgers. And they say that this was supposed to be cryptic for the fans to indicate that she might be doing some continuation of music with Lady Gaga or something else to come. Either way, it just was not well received by the general public. Of course, there are diehard Beyonce fans. I personally love her music and her stage presence, but I do agree that Beyonce off the stage does seem a bit questionable in some of her moves. Some of the things that she does in the publicity seems insincere, a bit manipulative, and that continues to fan the flames of this idea that people have about Beyonce, that she's robotic and perhaps controlled. So, with all of that background, I think it is a good time for us to dive into these cards and see what is to come for Beyonce and JayZ in these next 2 years, Spirit. Let me put my things away. Hello, hello, Paper Trails. Nice to have you. Welcome. So, let's see what the cards have to say about Beyonce and JayZ. Actually, let me switch decks. And let me also do a bridge shuffle here. Ooh. Okay. I have a lot of decks, actually. I was just counting them this weekend. Let's see. Just in terms of what I have next to me, there's, of course, 6 that you guys can see. Then I have 2, 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 plus 6, that's, what's that, 13? I have 13 here with me right now, just in case. And then I have a few others because it depends. Like there's some that are like special for love messages. There's some that are oracle cards, but these are my favorites at this moment, and I switch them up depending on the colors, the colors that I'm featuring for tonight. So since I'm doing more of a red and dark palette, I chose these decks. I might pop into this one as well tonight. But I also love this deck because this is the Melanin Tarot. So since we are speaking about a melanated couple, I think it's a fun time to pull this one out. This is one of my favorites as well. The tarot study guides that I'll be releasing mostly uses this deck. So it's nice to incorporate it more often in my live readings as well. And for those of you that saw my Diddy special, I did some readings in there on 50 Cent, JayZ, and Diddy, and of course many others. But for those of you that did see that reading I did on what's to come for JayZ, I recall that the 4 of Wands in reverse came out twice in that reading, indicating problems in someone's household or family, possibly even a move. Someone might be looking to relocate from their current home to another. So let's see what the cards have to say now about JayZ and Beyonce, Spirit. Let's get some cards out to see what is to come for JayZ and Beyonce in, let's put a timer on it. Let's say the next 2 years. Uh-oh. Should I accept that? Ooh. Let's see. Judgment card in reverse. I don't know. I felt like I wasn't finished shuffling. Hi, Joe El Codina. Namaste. For those of you in the chat, should I accept this or should I keep shuffling? This is the Judgment card in reverse, indicating someone is not leveling up as they should. Someone's lacking self-awareness, self-reflection. They are not meeting the mark of where they should be elevating to in their life, because the Judgment card upright indicates one's calling or one's purpose. So this is someone that is going against that somehow, or the choices that they've made in their life or the obstructions that they have are not allowing them to ascend into their better, higher selves. I guess I will keep going. Let's see. Ooh, wait a minute. Hierophant card in reverse. This could possibly be a divorce. So the Hierophant card, usually this image of a priest, this indicates group identity, religion, tradition. This is community, networks, possibly even a teacher. But when you see these two figures that come before this priest, this Hierophant, and we see this in reverse, this could indicate a separation, a divorce, a marriage that is breaking because Instead of conforming, you are now rebelling against those societal structures. And after the Judgment card, it seems like because of someone not living up to their higher self in this relationship between Beyonce and JayZ, that might provoke this desire for separation or an actual legal divorce, or at least a spiritual one. Someone might be spiritually detaching or distancing themselves from the other in this relationship. Tough decision to make, though, about when to do it with this Two of Swords upright. One or both of them are mentally between a rock and a hard place about how to act and when in this relationship. This could also be a tough decision, not only with the relationship, but also in one's personal life, someone's business. And a reminder, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. No facts, no truth, just tarot. So thus far in this reading on Beyonce and JayZ for roughly the next 2 years, it looks like there potentially might be a separation or a divorce, which, by the way, the Two of Swords can also indicate a separation, since one has to sacrifice in order to make this tough decision. Something has to be given up. Let's see what cards follow. Okay, Ace of Swords. This is a big yes card. This is about truth, honesty, power. This is about mental clarity, breakthroughs, new ideas. So it could be that some new information comes forth in order to help either Beyonce or JayZ make this difficult decision around their relationship or their business ventures, whatever it is that they're having a difficult time severing or sacrificing. Or the public could come to learn of some new information, some truth that is discouraging or disparaging and perhaps damaging, or at the very least very impactful to that couple, JayZ and Beyonce. Yikes. Seven of Swords. We're seeing a lot from the Suit of Swords, by the way. This is the third in this reading thus far, indicating that there is a lot to do with mental and spiritual, since this is the Suit of Air. And the Seven of Swords indicates someone who is cheating, someone who is a thief, someone who is stealing, lying. This is betrayal and sabotage, and this is usually yet to be discovered. In reverse, this indicates a revelation of that information, but since we're seeing it upright, it seems like that information that will come to light between JayZ and Beyonce will be that one of them will discover that they have been deceived in some way by their partner. Some truth will come forward that will cause them or trigger them to have to make this tough decision about a potential separation because someone is not living up to their best selves, their higher selves, not stepping into that next and better stage in their life. So or lacking self-awareness and self-reflection, which is why people are lacking that self-improvement to elevate themselves. So the next card we have is the Two of Pentacles. Similar to what we just saw in the reading on Justin and Hailey Bieber, there is a need or a desire to juggle two or more things of value. This could be, okay, yes, you guys can see me. So this could literally mean assets, two or more assets, but it could also mean juggling work versus home life, juggling two or more business options, or two or more ways of how to go about something. The Suit of Pentacles, of course, is financial, but this is also the earth element. So it could be about grounding. It could be about one needing to let go of something that is foundational, because this is about trying to balance it all. This is about needing organization, prioritization, having to be responsible for so many things at once, but something may have to fall based on these previous cards. Let's get another card out here. Ooh, yikes. Five of Swords, indicating conflict, pettiness, someone that wants to win at all costs. So the energy that I'm getting is that if there was some sort of deception in this relationship, this is the energy of someone that will take it as far as possible, that will, as they say, be bad to the bone, take it to the ends of the earth to try to either cover up what they did, to try to salvage all of the things of value in their life, and someone that will try to win at all costs, play dirty to keep whatever position it is that they have or that they're trying to continue to encroach upon. Interesting how we see these two facing each other. So there could be also some internal conflict, but it feels like this is conflict between the people in that relationship, between Beyonce and JayZ. So let's get another card out. A reminder that this is now the fourth card from the suit of swords that we're seeing in this reading. Yikes. So, whoa. Fifth card, Four of Swords. This is about someone that needs to rest after a period of stress and struggle, or because a period of stress and struggle are to come. This also could indicate something to do with mental and physical health challenges, some sort of fatigue, a need for rest because of the impact that something or someone has on someone's mental and physical health. So this felt like this rest and recovery is indicating that they might have the need to, as some have speculated, maybe step away from the situation to recover and rest, in terms of like if they feel that they are experiencing so much bad press in the United States. There was a speculation, I think it started from Sloan Bella, the reading that she did on JayZ a couple years ago. She saw that in a few years that they might, by the way, Sloan Bella is another amazing psychic. I'm a tarot reader, of course, but she's very popular online. And so that's why I am just referring to that reading of hers that she did, where she mentioned that they might be, JayZ and Beyonce might be leaving the country soon, or within a few years from whenever she predicted her reading. And this idea of trying to rest and recover, it feels like it's somewhat along the lines of that, in terms of looking to repair one's brand or image by laying low. This idea of rest is what I'm picking up from this. So there may be some truth to that, of needing to leave the United States, or if it's not actually physically leaving, it might be stepping out of whatever spotlight. So if it's music, maybe they redirect their efforts or their front-facing business dealings to something else. I'm still pretty curious. I kind of want to see a few more cards. Let's see. Oh, okay. Imbalance, truth, and clear boundaries. Let's see what we see. Yikes. Yeah. So we start with this Temperance card in reverse here, indicating imbalance and impatience. So whatever stability and balance they had in their relationship, it may be disturbed. There may be someone in that relationship that is not very diplomatic, or not a very good mediator, not good at balancing it all. But then it's followed by this Queen of Swords, indicating a level of intelligence, someone that's very sharp and direct with their thoughts, with their planning, with their communication. Clear boundaries, indicating someone that's very private and protective. Then we have the Strength card, indicating doubts and weakness. So we're seeing this contrast of energy, where someone might be strong, sharp, fierce. There is another energy here that is weak, that is doubtful. This could possibly even be a little scared. And then we have this Ace of Pentacles, which indicates the priority being financial. This is about someone either accepting a business proposal or paying for some opportunity, receiving opportunities in order to advance themselves financially. So if there's any truth to them trying to evade conflict or circumvent conflict by relocating temporarily, It seems like there might be a network, a corrupt network that continues to fund them on the other side of this. But the energy seems like maybe JayZ allegedly has the confidence in advancing with these plans to redirect and circumvent, whereas maybe Beyonce is a little more fearful and doubtful. But both of them have this priority of saving their brand, their money, their income, their empire, really. So I guess I'll leave it there. Yeah, ugh. These last two cards, actually. So as we were saying earlier, something about being international or going international with this Three of Wands, which usually indicates growth and expansion. But in this case, as we were discussing earlier, this card also has indications of something to do with international commerce, if you see the little boats in the water. So this idea to perhaps expand or go abroad, either business-wise or actually physically going abroad to relocate themselves, might indeed happen within these next 2 years. Let me just make all of this visible since I grabbed a few more cards. Yeah, so this idea of going international may be a part of their future plans, their escape plan, allegedly, or game plan, if indeed things get too controversial for them. But then we did see this Seven of Wands in reverse, indicating that someone may give up the fight, someone that feels they are on top, that has withstood a lot of attacks of people trying to knock them down. It seems like they now may be fatigued or overwhelmed from all of the attacks, or they just may not be able to withstand any further attacks. So this feels like it's saying whatever favor, benefits, or assistance they had propping them up to stay on top, they will actually no longer be supported enough to keep their position. This is the same idea as the Emperor in reverse that we saw in the reading I did on, I think it was Meg the Stallion. This is the same idea of someone falling down from power. So we will leave it there and we will see what actually unfolds in the energy for Beyonce and JayZ in this next year. And a reminder that everything is alleged, no facts, no truth, just tarot. These readings are for entertainment purposes only, so I wish well for the kids. I hope Blue Ivy doesn't have to continue to pop it on the stage to try to distract from whatever's happening with her parents, but I guess if that's how they're gonna handle it, you know, that's what they're gonna do. All right, let's change the energy. Who's next? Who should we look at next? Ooh, let's take a look at, Skeka called it, Selena and Benny. Yes, let me switch decks here for that too. Okay. Is there snow down by you, Skeka? Is this a snow day for you or just a chill Sunday? All right. Let's get some cards out here for... Well, first let me get my notes up. There we go. Oh, none! That's great. I hope it's nice and warm down there for you. Nice and toasty. We'll live vicariously through you and anyone else in the chat that is in a warmer climate. All right, let me make sure you all can see my visuals. Yes, you can. All right. Now I gotta get my notes up. Okay, so this is a request from All Need Glax on a follow-up reading on Selena and Benny Blanco. So Selena and Benny got married last year. Let's get a close-up picture of them. Very nice. Let's also see them at a recent award shows. Very kissy, cute. This is them. This is them. All right, very nice. So these images contrast some of what the Selenators, the fans of Selena Gomez, are seeing or feeling about Benny. So let's get a little more information here. Selena and Benny have been together for 2.5 years. I believe they met through mutuals. Let's see. They met around 2008 when Selena was 16, but didn't work together until 2015. Oh, so they worked together. Okay. Got married in California. They have no kids yet. Oh, Selena cannot carry her own children due to medical issues. We did see in the first reading I did on Selena and Benny, we did see, I think it was the 5 of Pentacles that came out a few times that indicated health struggles. Interesting. So Selena Marie Gomez, she is 33. She is a Cancer. Benny Blanco, real name is Benjamin Joseph Levin. He is 37. He is a Pisces. So let's see what the cards have to say about Selena and Benny. By the way, do you guys like having the visuals as I walk through? Or I guess because some of you are fans, so you know these people already. Do you prefer for me to just like jump right in? It's easier for me to do the version on the browsers because preparing the visuals, like doing a slideshow, that takes forever, and then that slows down my ability to come and enjoy these live readings with you all. Ooh, Skegga says, Benny has always perplexed me. I wonder why. What's that about, Skegga? Well, let's see what the cards have to say about Selena and Benny Blanco, Spirit. What's to come for Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco in these next 2 years, Spirit? What can the cards tell me about newlyweds, Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco? Let me actually do one of these shuffles. Spirit, what is to come for Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco in these next 2 years, Spirit? What is to come for newlyweds, Selena and Benny? Let's get some cards out for Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco, Spirit. Ooh, wait. Oh no, not again. Okay, I wonder if I'll take these. It might be too many. Ooh, oh no. Let's try it. If the energy feels off, then I will reshuffle and pull some fresh cards. But the last few times I threw cards back, like in my Super Bowl prediction, a lot of the cards that fell out, I threw them back. They came back out later. So let's give these a try. First, we have the Emperor card in reverse, indicating things are going bad in business, or someone might be a bad business leader. This is someone that might be a business figure or a father figure that is either too controlling or not responsible. So because it's a male figure, I wonder if this is saying that maybe Benny Blanco is a little controlling on Selena, and maybe their relationship dynamic may be impacting her business. Or could it be that Selena herself is having some trouble in her business? Maybe this could be a manager or some business person that she is dealing with in her career. Then we have the Hermit card in reverse, indicating that someone might feel alone or isolated in this relationship. There might be a desire to break out of that, or there might be a desire to explore one's options, date other people, see other people, which of course is never good, especially with newlyweds. we see the Nine of Cups upright, indicating that someone may have gotten their wish. And since it's upright, this is positive. This is emotional fulfillment. So while these two cards indicated somewhat of a negative current energy, someone's happy with the way things are going. So there may be an imbalance where someone's getting what they want at the expense of someone else losing significantly in other areas of their life, or being controlled, or feeling alone and isolated. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles. This is about financial failures. This is about someone that may be overspending, or that may have been disappointed in the outcome of some sort of ventures or investment. This is about some sort of financial irresponsibility, as well as trying to pretend that things are okay when really behind the scenes you're at a loss. So whenever I see this in particular card from this really dramatic and funky deck, or fun deck, I should say, whenever I see the dramatic card, it very much represents celebrity, because we see these pentacles that are on the wall, sort of like plaques and all of this luxury here. So someone either overindulged in their luxuries, or someone is putting up the front that they have all this resource and success when really they don't. So maybe this is, and this is alleged, of course, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. No facts, no truth, just tarot. But maybe I would think that this is perhaps Benny is happy with the level of control and isolation that he has on Selena in this relationship, and his ability to use the resources and benefit from her image, her success. It seems like the cost is coming on Selena, that she's the one that will end up drained from this somehow. But let's pull a few more cards. That is alleged, of course. This is followed by the Eight of Swords upright, indicating that someone is in a self-harming situation. Usually this is about someone that's in their head about something, keeping themselves in this usually unhealthy situation. In this case, it's a relationship. Worst case, this could indicate some sort of abuse. So domestic abuse, mental abuse. This is indicating that someone in the relationship is keeping themselves in a very unhealthy and toxic situation. And it's self-harming, because while someone may have gotten into this because of either deception, naivete, whatever the case is, it's something that they usually don't want to disclose further, which is why there is isolation, which contributes to them keeping themselves in this self-harming situation. So it is a downward cycle. It's an unhealthy cycle when someone is in an Eight of Swords situation or relationship. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. So this is about teamwork and collaboration, meaning someone may be working with you instead of against you, usually to accomplish goals. But in this kind of reading, it could indicate that there is business motive, desire for growth and expansion in career and reaching any sort of business ambitions or goals. And there may be additional third parties outside of the relationship that are also incentivized to benefit from this relationship somehow financially. So that's never good or healthy. Oh, interesting. Skeka said, I wonder if Benny signed a prenup because Selena makes more money. Interesting. I wonder if the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is somehow pointing to something to do with that. And if we would look at the Nine of Cups prior to that, in the context of that question, it could be like, no, he didn't sign. And so that's why there is now something going on negatively with the finances. This also indicates that someone is either hyper independent or not able to enjoy their independence because of something that went wrong here with the finances. So since we did see this card earlier on indicating loneliness and isolation, it seems like this independence is working against someone and making them feel like it's one person against many with this Three of Pentacles. We have the Six of Wands in reverse, which is reinforcing this idea of pretending. So this is like false success. This is indicating that while the appearance may be that one is doing well, that they have a happy relationship behind the scenes, they in fact do not, allegedly, just according to the tarot card. And this could indicate that someone is not getting the recognition that they feel they deserve. So this is reinforcing this idea we saw earlier in the cards about an imbalance, maybe a lack of reciprocity, maybe one side of the relationship is putting in more effort, more emotional labor to try to keep them together, whereas the other one benefits, and not getting that acknowledgement or reciprocity or fulfillment in a relationship means that it won't be sustainable long term. So keeping up these appearances, this mask of everything being okay, of us being a happy couple, it will not endure the test of time, especially if there is this level of strain, turmoil, and potential toxicity. Let's get another card out. The Seven of Swords. Sorry, I got distracted. You're doing it. Yes. Thanks, F. Toby. Yeah, well, it's a way for me to not have to do so much work before I live stream, because before I was doing all the research, preparing notes and blurbs, and then, you know, that's very draining. And then that means that usually I have to put off my streams for yet another day. And by bringing the information directly from the browser, it allows me to just dive right in with you guys sooner than later. So it was just a way of reducing the effort while producing more output for you all. But thank you all for your input. What did Skeka just say? Just looked up. Selena's net worth is 1.3 billion. Wow. And Benny's net worth is 50 million. Interesting, because for regular spirits like ourselves, that sounds like a lot of money on both sides. But I guess when you're in the billionaire realm, you know, 50 million probably sounds like, oh, peanuts. I'll take it. I'll take the 50 million, Benny. Just kidding. Okay, so the Seven of Swords here, this indicates that there may be someone lying, cheating, stealing, thieving. This is deception, and unfortunately, it is a theme that we're seeing in the cards that have come out in tonight's readings. So I'm sorry to say, it looks like someone is going to be very disappointed with whatever sort of betrayal or sabotage they experience as this relationship unfolds, because it seems like they're trying to keep the water in the basket, but eventually it's going to break through the holes, and they will come to have this revelation of some deceit that has been done to them, or perhaps to the finances. Interesting. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, oh no, not the Devil card. Yikes. And then we have, gee, this is a completely different deck. So to see so many repeating cards that we just saw in the previous readings, I'm just really surprised. So, okay, these last few cards that I will accept in this reading. First, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, usually this is a positive. This is someone who's very nurturing, motherly, someone who's a provider, protector, generous. When we see the visual of someone that's very mindful of what's happening with their finances, this is someone that is trying to protect their money or protect their household resources. And then we see the Let me see what order this came in. We see the Devil card. So this is about someone that could be materialistic, someone that has vices, attachments, addictions, bad habits, bad influences. Since we did see this card earlier in the reading, indicating that there may be outside parties influencing one or either side of this relationship. And since we see the Devil card after the Queen of Pentacles, it does reinforce this idea of potential materialism, someone that may be looking to prey upon someone's motherly instincts or the nurturing aspect of them, which could be reinterpreted as someone that may be emotionally codependent and needy. Someone may be looking to prey upon that for financial gain. Who do you think that would be? One more alternative definition of this may be that both parties in the relationship may have some sort of addictions and attachments that they have to shake. Maybe the codependency that they have on each other in this relationship is something that they need to break free from. Then we have this Temperance card, which we just saw in a previous reading in reverse, indicating imbalance and impatience. And since we started off the reading with this card indicating, sorry, let me fix this. We started off the reading with this card indicating someone that may be controlling. A controlling person is usually also impatient. So if there were indeed motives in this relationship to get to a goal, if that's a financial goal or something to do with success and exposure and benefiting off of someone, and someone may be trying to do that sooner than later with the end of impatience and potential deceit. So this exposure or expose or revelation may happen sooner than later. We also have to keep in mind this idea of imbalance. As I was saying in some of the earlier cards, someone in that relationship may be giving more than they're getting. It may be a lack of reciprocity. It may be that one side is putting in more of the emotional labor in the relationship to try to keep things together. And as we said, it is not sustainable long term. All of this dishonesty, deceit, and just bad character is going to spill over somehow. Then the last card we saw here was the Five of Swords in reverse. So while someone may have been playing dirty and trying to win at all costs, this could indicate someone that likes to have their way, just like someone that would be very controlling or potentially irresponsible with their business decisions. But while that may have been the case, this indicates someone that is willing to keep the peace. And that is reinforcing this idea that I said earlier on, that someone may be bearing the brunt of what it takes to keep this relationship together, overlooking someone's bad behavior just to keep the peace, is what I'm getting from that Five of Swords. So I will leave it there. I'm kind of sad to see that for newlyweds. Oh no! I took one more look at the bottom and we're seeing the Lovers card in reverse. So they are not meant to be together. They are not destined lovers. They are not soulmates. Oh no. So eventually they may break up. I'm sorry to see this, but it is consistent with what I had seen in some of the other, some of the other readings I did on them. We got the Judgment card, Wheel of Fortune reverse, which is misfortune, unlucky. What else do we have here? Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. So someone may be working very diligently on the details of some craft, but I would probably just leave it here, because if someone's working on their goal to either take advantage of someone or extract value from this relationship in great detail, then it's just a matter of time before it's exposed, and they may have a downtime of fortune with that Wheel of Fortune reverse. They may have experiences that show them that this is ill-fated. They are not meant to be together, or especially not for the long term. This was a bad choice, and this could potentially be bad karma for someone. So maybe this was energy that was put out there that is returning to one of the people in that relationship, unfortunately. I'm sorry to see that. Oh no. I was hoping to see some more happy readings tonight with all of these married couples. But for the ones that I have done readings on before, like JayZ Beyonce, like Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco, I can't be too surprised because it is consistent with what we've seen in previous readings. I was just hoping that maybe the energy had changed by now. So unfortunately, in the next couple of years, we might see a separation, or they may suffer in silence to keep the peace, but there will be some bad character that will come to light, and let's see how they navigate that. Wishing them well. Let's see who is next to get read tonight. Let's see. Skeka said I already knew they weren't soulmates. Oh no. Yeah. Oh no is right. The Lover's card in reverse in a love reading is the worst card that a couple can get. So let's hope it's wrong. Let's hope it's wrong. Let's hope that maybe all of the weather is interfering with the spirits somehow, but time will tell. We'll see how things unfold energetically. Okay, who's next? Ooh, let's do a reading on Rum Papa Pum, Riri, and her baby zaddy, ASAP Rocky, who she enjoys 3 beautiful children with. Let me just switch my deck and walk through a few visuals and get some information. Love Rihanna. So our Bayesian queen, Riri, shares 2 boys and a daughter with her longtime partner, ASAP Rocky. Of course, Rihanna is a pop star sensation, and Rocky is a rap star. At some point, I believe he's just in fashion now or doing some other business things. And they recently welcomed their daughter last year. Let's see, why is it so limited? There we go. I wanted to see pictures of the 2 of them. Looking nice. Let's see the energy. Okay, looking good. Nice. This was their debut pictures of their first pregnancy. Very iconic. I loved that. And Riri, of course, hails from the beautiful island of Barbados. I believe they said that Rocky also has Bayesian roots, and they both enjoy playing in their fashions for us. So let's get a little more information on them. Rihanna is 37. She actually just turned 37 yesterday, February 20th. So happy birthday, Riri. Rocky, whose full name is Rakim Athelston. I don't know how to pronounce that. Rakim Mayers, he also is 37. He is a Libra, and Riri is a Pisces. So let's see. They've been together for approximately 5 to 6 years. Wow, they've really pumped those kids out in a short amount of time. But I guess they've known each other longer, being in the music industry and all. So let's see what is to come for... Wait, let me see if there's any other information here. Yeah, they are not married as yet. I know they've been calling each other, or I think we've seen Rocky call Riri my wife at some point. So let's see what the cards have to say about Riri and Rocky. Spirit, what can you tell me about Rihanna and ASAP? Let's get a few cards out for Rihanna and her partner, ASAP Rocky. What can you tell me about what's to come for Rihanna and ASAP Rocky in the next 2 years, Spirit? Let's get some cards out for Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Spirit, let's get some cards out for Rihanna and ASAP. Uh-oh, I might be blocked from that information. Whenever a card doesn't pop out, I usually take that to indicate that the energy may not be available. Let's see. All right, let me try to energize it a little more. Spirit, what can you tell me about Rihanna and her longtime partner, ASAP Rocky? Spirit, what is to come for Riri and ASAP in the near future? Let's get a few cards out for super pop star and successful female mogul Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, Spirit. So we start with the Four of Pentacles, indicating that someone may be greedy. Someone may be so conservative with their finances to the point of being destructive, because that creates a scarcity mentality. It creates the energy of lack when someone is holding on to resources. And I wonder if that indicates that there is perhaps less income, or one of them may be earning less than what we are made to believe, which I would be surprised, because Riri is constantly referred to as a billionaire. So is this maybe referring to ASAP, since it is a male figure? Are they saying that he doesn't earn much, so he has to hold on to whatever finances he has? Let's get a few more cards out. And again, these cards are for entertainment purposes only. No facts, no truth, just tarot. Ooh, oh no. So the next card is the Four of Wands in reverse, indicating instability in one's home life. So instead of marriage, graduation, celebrations, this could indicate that either they will not get married, or there may be a desire to move, relocate. This could be arguments in one's household, in one's family or relationship. But this is some sort of disturbance between the heads of households. Surprisingly, it seems like Rihanna and ASAP are a lovely couple, and that they really love and enjoy each other in the public. But the cards seem to be indicating that there is some financial strain that may be contributing to some discord or disharmony in their household behind the scenes. Let's see what else we're getting here. Page of Cups in reverse. So this is emotional immaturity. This is someone that may be daydreaming. So maybe the ambitions may not meet the reality. Perhaps ASAP desires to be a certain kind of successful. He has certain ambitions, wants to be the person that will incur more income. That will attract more income. But this Page of Cups indicates that this is perhaps a lofty idea. This person is not realistic. This person is maybe unfocused, daydreaming, naive. There is also some sort of insecurity here. Someone that is maybe irrational and not the best at whatever it is that they're trying to execute, which is why they're not accomplishing their goals, which I'm surprised to see that as well, because I guess I'm not too familiar with him. I don't know what his goals and ambitions are. Maybe he's trying to go for something outside of music. But actually, I believe he recently released music, and I'm not sure if that did too good. Did it perform well? As for those of you that follow rap music, you can let me know in the comments. Perhaps this could be saying that a project that he had worked on did not go as he thought it would, as he had hoped. A passion project or something that he loves to do has not worked out well for him in his career, in his creative endeavors and ambitions, and it has not been lucrative for him, which is why he has to be mindful of his existing income and where is he going to get his next check from, as someone who now shares 3 kids with super pop star sensation. While I'm sure that she has plenty of finances to go around, at some point that may contribute to instability in the household. So let's see what the next card says. Okay. 8 of Swords in reverse, indicating that someone may be breaking free from some sort of self-imposed restrictions and mental blocks. This indicates that there may be some sort of recovery and progress with someone's mental state, someone feeling empowered in this relationship. So while some things may not have worked out with finance or past relationship history, it seems like there will be some progress and improvement that will help to turn some portion of that around that should ultimately help the relationship. Next, we have the 7 of Wands upright, which indicates that someone that is on top is looking to fight off these attacks and hold their position. This is about defense. So defending attacks, maybe in the form of public scrutiny and judgment, maybe in the form of business dealings that may be looking to take advantage of one or both of the people in this relationship. We see the Wheel of Fortune. That's positive. Wheel of Fortune upright is good luck, good karma. Fate and destiny is bringing you to right where you need to be, or whatever is coming to you in your life, you are attracting positivity. So that is good. While you're fending off attacks, anything that may be compromising your relationship, you're able to take a few risks, make a few changes, and likely see positive outcomes when you see that Wheel of Fortune upright. Justice card, but it is upright. So this indicates that if there is any legal dispute or any unfairness and imbalance, things will be brought to justice. This will be rectified in the favor of whoever is right. So I wonder if perhaps some of this financial scarcity and disappointment or insecurity around a creative endeavor may lead to some sort of legal action where they will actually win. Because I've done a reading in the past about some legal issue that ASAP Rocky had, and the cards reflected that he would quickly get acquitted, which he did. So this must be speaking about something to come in the future. They will be very lucky around some legal issue, or it could be that they are experiencing positive karma in their life to balance out whatever they've experienced in the past. All that they have overcome, it means that they are now able to enjoy this current or next stage in their life, which is great. I'm happy to see that for Riri and Rocky. Oh, this is beautiful. The Lover's card upright. Finally, right? In one of these relationship readings tonight. So the Lover's card upright indicates that they indeed are destined lovers, soulmates. This is a blessed union. Look at this beautiful angel. And they most likely are very happy and harmonious in their relationship. So indeed, what I was picking up here at the end about this relationship and the joy that they get from it, and the harmony and the fulfillment they get from this beautiful family that they're building, seems to be a reward from the universe, the positive karma that they're getting for whatever they have experienced in the past and now broken free from. So good for them. I'm really happy to see that for Rihanna and Rocky. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Wait, what? Maybe another baby with this sun card? So usually this indicates joy, fun, success. This is positivity, radiance. But when you see this gorgeous little baby here, ooh, maybe there is still another baby to come. No way. She just popped one out. Maybe, who knows? Maybe she's trying to just get it all done while she's in her prime years of being able to reproduce. I don't blame her. She has the resources. It seems like she's a really happy mom. They make beautiful children. So that is such positive news. You kids, you happy kids, go on and pump out all those babies and enjoy your beautiful love life. Let's see, your destined love life. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I mean, we did get this. We did get the Page of Swords, which indicates legal issues and bad news. This could also be someone who is emotionally immature, who is immature with their communication, excuse me. Their intellect and their communication is somehow stunted, or they may be very careless in the way that they express themselves and take decisions, which of course creates problems and could lead to something such as legal issues and bad news. But this idea of someone having to be defensive and perhaps incompetent or falling short of some expectations or needs in business or in finance is kind of reinforcing those earlier cards, as well as this justice card with this idea of legal issues and bad news. But I am hoping that ultimately everything is going to be all good with this beautiful couple, since the Sun card, I believe it came out in this pile. This was the last card to come out. So whatever Riri and Rocky are going through, past, present, and future, it seems like they will overcome and they will continue to enjoy a beautiful love, a beautiful relationship, long-lasting love, and sunny days. Seems like luck and the universe are on their side. It's a very blessed union, and they will enjoy their beautiful family and the light at the end of any tunnels that they may have to go through. So good for you, Riri and Rocky. I love that for you guys. Let's see what else is going on for the rest of the couples listed tonight. Oh, hello, FQZZQ. Okay, yes, I do remember you made that request. I have it in my notes. Whenever I am revisiting those topics, I will include that reading. Tonight is a special that I had scheduled in advance, where we're looking at a few of the popular married celebrity couples that I've covered on this channel before, as well as some new ones that we will be covering tonight that I've never done a reading on. So this is the part 2 of my Valentine's weekend special. Part 1 I did actually earlier this week, or last week, was on the WAGs, the wives and girlfriends of athletes, since it coincided with the NBA All-Star weekend. So it was a good time to check in on those. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was trying to make sure that I stream again before they get any more damage, because, you know, when you have all these kinds of designs, they could kind of wear down pretty quickly. Thank you for the nail love. Still got my festive gear on down to the details. All right, let's see who is next on the list for the readings tonight. So, looks like we have 3 more readings. For those of you in the stream, or for those of you in the chat on the live stream, let me know, who would you rather hear about? We have Demi Lovato and her husband Jutes. We have Nelly and Ashanti, and we have Ciara and Russell Wilson. So who should we read next? Let's see what the chat is saying. Oh, interesting. You want to see Nelly and Ashanti? Okay, sure. Let's pull that up. Let's pull that up. Yes, early stream tonight. I'm very happy that I was able to get in earlier with you all, especially since it's a Sunday. I know that some people that are not snowed in still have to start their week tomorrow. Let's see. All right, let's get started on this reading on Nelly and Ashanti. So Nelly and Ashanti, they are musicians. Nelly's a singer. I believe Ashanti is a singer. Nelly, I believe, is a rapper with Southern roots. So it's like rap, and I don't know what that kind of music is called. Down, down, baby, that kind of stuff. So they knew each other way back when, and then they separated, lived their lives, were in different relationships, and then they have what they call circled the block and reconnected in recent years, where they have now rekindled, gotten married, and now they share a baby. Let's see if we can find a picture of the baby here. Well, here is Ashanti with her beautiful bump. There she is, looking happy with the guy. Let's see if we can see any more baby pictures. Well, anyhow, they recently got married and had a child. Let's see if it's a boy or a girl. Yes, here it is. They welcomed their first child together, a son named Kareem. Okay, so they have their son Kareem, and they got married in 2023. So it's been 2 years as of 2026 that they are, I guess they're still considered newlyweds, or no, is it just when it's the first year? They've been married for 2 years. So Nelly, whose full name is Cornell Irel Haynes Jr. Oh, wow, he's 52. I didn't know that. Okay. He's 52. He is a November Scorpio. And Ashanti, Shaquoia Douglas Haynes, she is 46. She is an October Libra. Interesting. So let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, that's right, because they had a reality TV show that some fans started to get a little worried. They felt that it started to reveal some cracks in their relationship, or some areas of concern, that some people felt that there may have been some toxicity either in the way that they communicate, the way that decisions are taken in their relationship, the way that there is an expectation for Ashanti to bear the brunt of the childcare and the labor related to having that child. And I didn't watch the series, so I am just remembering a few of the talking points that I saw on the socials. So with that intro, let's see what the cards have to say about what's to come for Ashanti and Nelly spirit. Let's get a few cards out. Ooh. Let's get a few cards out to see what is to come for Nelly and Ashanti spirit. What is to come for Nelly and Ashanti in these next 2 years? Let's get a few cards out to see what is to come for Nelly and his wife, Ashanti. They recently were performing around the Valentine's Day weekend / All-Star. I don't know if that's why they've been performing or if it just happened to coincide with that timing. Nelly's performing his music, Ashanti's performing hers. I think they had a cute moment on stage, but because of that, they are back in the conversation in the socials. So let's see what the cards have to say about Nelly and Ashanti spirit. Let's get a few cards out for Nelly and Ashanti. Oh, the Empress card. She may be trying to have another child, or they may be discussing it. The Empress upright indicates this divine feminine energy, who is the goddess of fertility, abundance, creativity. So either they are thinking of having another child, or this could also be working on creative projects, maybe giving birth to a new album or some creative business venture that they may be working on. Ooh, the Ace of Swords. This is a strong no card. This is about dishonesty, possibly even weakness. So I wonder if this is saying no, they will not have another child, or this dishonesty may contribute to some problems in the relationship, since the Ace of Swords in reverse can indicate chaos, confusion, stress, anxiety, and obviously that is not healthy in a relationship. Someone may be lying about something in the relationship. So let's see what the following cards have to say. Yikes, Ace of Cups in reverse. We're now seeing 2 aces reversed, which is never good news. This is strong no's, and with the Ace of Cups in reverse in particular, it could indicate that someone is either falling out of love, or this could be losing a loved one. So someone might pass away that either challenges or strains their relationship, or they could be losing the love, compassion, and feelings for one another in this relationship. Yikes, that's not good. So whatever this dishonesty or potential lie could be may contribute to this emotional loss and potential breakup. Whatever this emotional emptiness is, where the cup tends to run dry or run half empty instead of half full, it could be because of either disagreements to do with expanding their family and having more kids, or some lie. Yikes. A reminder that these readings are for entertainment purposes only. No facts, no truth, just tarot. Next we have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups in reverse indicates that someone may have had issues in their childhood, or in this case, we can again look at this as having trouble bringing a child into this world. Yikes. I hope not. I wish you well with your ambitions to expand your family, Ashanti, if this indeed is the case. And anyone that may be sensitive to that, definitely not happy to see that. But with the Six of Cups in reverse, this also indicates something to do with the past. So something negative about the past. Either someone might be reconnecting with someone from their past, or the traumas that someone has experienced in their past may be influencing the relationship currently. This could also indicate someone who's very jaded, that may still be operating with the same approaches that they took in the past, so that's keeping them stuck. I definitely don't think this is going in the right direction for a love reading. So with these two cards from the Suit of Cups in the negative, let's see what follows. Wow. So there is someone that's very stubborn and unrealistic. Some of them may be very opinionated, but they are not putting forth the effort or the correct leadership and direction in order to accomplish their unrealistic goals, to meet their standards if they want to be so opinionated. So since this is a male figure, this King of Wands in reverse, there we go. Since this King of Wands in reverse is a male figure, I would assume that this potentially might indicate something about Nelly. Maybe he is stubborn about something, and this passion is gone in the wrong direction. So it creates frustration, it creates impulsiveness. Maybe there's something about his decision making, his impulses, that create dishonesty, since we did see or hear about some of that from their show. He doesn't disclose all of the information to his wife before making decisions, or the communication doesn't flow in a way that is collaborative. It's more so like he makes a decision and he goes forward with that, and then Ashanti has to kind of work with it, and that could put a lot of strain in a relationship after a while. So let's pull out a few more cards here. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups in reverse, indicating that after a period of seclusion, contemplation, reevaluation, and dissatisfaction with some emotional connection, that now someone has either decided to let it all go, move away from whatever this is, release it, or is now receptive to a new reconnection. So we're getting a little bit of a back and forth. Someone might be thinking of either leaving this relationship or looking to strengthen their voice and their power in this relationship, since we did see this idea of weakness and this may be a misuse of power, or someone that's like too controlling and not a good leader, not making the right decisions and acting out of impulse and frustration instead of being very clear-minded in their decision making. But then we're seeing this idea of, it seems like someone wants to give the other person another chance. So there's a deception that comes to be revealed. If there is a lack of love, or they're falling out of love with each other, if there is stubbornness of someone that keeps operating with their past tactics, or operating from a place of trauma and being guarded, being stubborn, then that's creating blockages, and that is something that someone is perhaps fed up of in the relationship and wants to break free from. But it looks like there's going to be consideration to, let's give it one more chance. It feels like that's Ashanti saying, while this guy's a pain in the you know what, let me give it one more chance, because we've circled the block, we were connected in the past, we rekindled, and let's see if we could give it one more shot. But it looks like it may not be worth it. It looks like a lot to deal with. Oh no, the devil card. So this indicates addictions, vices, attachments. Maybe this is materialism, or someone is using substances. We have heard rumors and speculation, or I think there were even arrests and reports of Nelly having some altercations with potential alleged substance use or abuse, and that could have a serious toll on their relationship. It seems like these bad habits or potential bad intentions may be a serious issue that is part of why there's this energy of contemplation. Like when they're not using, or when they're not succumbing to these addictions, vices, or bad habits, they're a decent partner. But once they fall back into this cycle or this attachment that I have seen a pattern of in the past, it makes me want to reconsider, reevaluate this relationship, and it turns me off. It pushes me away. I'm falling out of love with this person that keeps stepping into their shadow self, their worst part of their character, instead of improving. So there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of contemplation and hesitation in stepping out of this relationship, despite the signs that someone has, or something has a bad hold of someone in the relationship. It feels like this is Nelly and this is Ashanti. Nelly is not easy to deal with based on these cards, all alleged, for entertainment purposes only. No facts, no truth, just tarot. Ooh, oh no. So we see the Six of Pentacles in reverse, indicating an uneven exchange. Whoever is in the position of abundance is giving to the person in need. But in reverse, this indicates that there may be overgiving. So there may be overgiving of chances, of patience, of understanding, of compassion, consideration, and opportunity by one side of the relationship, whereas the other person in the relationship may be benefiting from all of that grace and not improving their behavior, not giving back, pouring back into the relationship, which is why the cup starts to run empty. So this imbalance is not sustainable long term. If someone continues to overgive, they will get tired of that repeating that cycle that they have seen in the past. So it does not seem that this is a healthy relationship from these cards, but we did not see indication of an actual breakup. We just see that things are very challenging, or one person in this relationship is very challenged with some addictions that they may have had from the past. They're having a hard time shaking it, and some characteristics of themselves that they are not working to improve. So let's just take a final look at these cards. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Star card upright at the bottom of the deck. Oh no. Yeah, I gotta take these cards. So the last two that I'll accept here, we're seeing the Seven of Swords in reverse, indicating that some deception has been revealed. This is a revelation of either someone lied or cheated or stole something, and that comes to light. But then, wait, where's the other card? So whatever this lie or deception that comes to light is, it's followed by the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, indicating that this contributes to financial loss. So either someone is, sorry to say, someone may be literally stealing from their partner in this relationship, whoever is bringing in the bacon, so to speak, whoever is bringing in the financials, the income, the abundance into the household. The other person may be stealing from them literally or draining them. This could be metaphorically draining them like an energy vampire, draining all of the abundance and the contributions that that partner is bringing into the household because of your bad habits and your addictions. So this could be overspending. This could be making irresponsible choices. Someone that's very disorganized and missing out on opportunities, losing financial opportunities, making bad investments is what we're seeing with the Seven of Swords and this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Yikes. So I wish them well. I wish these were not the cards. I like Ashanti, and obviously when there's small children involved, you always want the couple to make it. But it seems like they still have to go through the experience of confronting these literal demons or shadows and deciding what you're going to do with this information once it's revealed. Once you see how much you're losing by being in this relationship, including losing peace of mind and feeling drained, then we will see, what do you do next with that information? One would assume a separation is imminent, but time will tell. It seems like within these next 2 years, they're still going to try to go back and forth. Contemplation, reconciliation, consideration, overgiving. Now I'm tired, now I'm drained. So let's see what the future holds. I hope this is not true. I wish Nelly and Ashanti well. Okay, moving on. Who is next? Let's do a reading on... oh, Demi Lovato and her husband Jutes. Interesting. I've done a few readings on Demi and JayZ before, but it doesn't hurt to revisit. Let me just set up my visuals and my deck. Yeah, just keeping it pretty for you guys. Okay. I kind of wanted to use this deck tonight. I love the visuals on this one. Very similar to one of the other pop tarots that I have, but those were oracles. This one's an actual tarot, so it's fun to use that deck. All right, let's get the visuals going on Demi Lovato and her husband Jutes. This is another request from All Need Glax. All Need wanted to see an update on Demi and Jutes Jordan. So Demi Lovato, another musical superstar, a child star actually. I believe she was in that Disney World or the Nickelodeon. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. But Demi and Jutes got married last year. I believe it was last May. Trying to zoom in, but it's not letting me. They had a beautiful ceremony. I believe they do not have kids. Let's look at the details. Wait, let's look at a few more pictures before we dive into that. Looking good, looking good. Demi and Jutes. Demi lost a lot of weight. She's looking great, and she is supposedly preparing for her upcoming tour since she released an album at the end of last year. So, go back to, there we go. So yes, Demi Lovato and Juice Jordan, or Jordan Lutes, got married in May of last year. They have been together for over 3 years. Demi is, wait, where's her information? Demi is 32. I believe she is a Leo. Jutes is 34. He is an Aries. So let's see. Oh, and he's from Canada. Interesting. So how did they meet? They met in January 2022. Studio writing. Okay, so they also work together, similar to Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco. That's right. I do remember saying that when I first did readings on both of these couples. So let's see what the cards have to say about. Let's see what the cards have to say about Demi Lovato and her husband, Jordan Lutes. Do a heart shuffle here first. Spirit, what's to come for Demi Lovato and her husband, Jordan Lutes, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out on the energy, an updated reading on Demi Lovato and her husband, Jordan Lutes. What is to come for Demi and Jutes in these next 2 years, spirits? Let's get a few cards out for Demi Lovato and her husband, Jordan Lutes, spirit. What is to come for Demi Lovato and Jutes? What is to come for Demi and Jordan in these next 2 years, spirit? Will this upcoming tour that Demi has planned strain or challenge their relationship, or will it strengthen them? Will they be closer than ever? I just adjust myself because my elbows are hurting. Spirit, what is to come for Demi Lovato and her husband, Jutes? Spirit, let's get a few cards. Oh, too many. Let me actually shuffle facing upwards as well. Ooh. All my rings get in the way of me having clean shuffles, but I do it for the glamour. All right, spirit, what is to come for Demi Lovato and her husband, Jutes, spirit? What is to come for Demi and Jordan in this next 2 years? Let's get an updated reading on Demi and Jordan. All right, what fell out here? Ooh. Fallen star with the star card in reverse, indicating despair, someone losing hope, losing faith. But also, when I see the star card in celebrity readings, this could indicate someone losing fame or having an impact on their fame and popularity, possibly even feeling drained, losing some of their vitality or their faith in the relationship. Yikes. The sun card in reverse is reinforcing this idea of losing vitality and feeling drained. This is feeling depressed, discouraged, disappointed. This is unhappiness. This is feeling that there is blockage or obstruction to your light at the end of the tunnel or to your joy. So that's definitely not a good way to start a relationship reading, much less a reading on some newlyweds. Then we have the King of Swords upright, indicating someone that is very disciplined and articulate, someone that's very smart, honest, and truthful. But this could also be someone that's a bit severe and ruthless. So it could be that there's an outside interference of someone that is trying to create structure in the relationship, or I would be inclined to think, since there is a male figure in the imagery, that this could be saying something about Jordan Lutes' character. Maybe he is a more serious, stern, and structured person than Demi is. So maybe long term, they might have some disagreements with the way they're living their lives or what their priorities are. Let's get a few more cards out, because it seems like something about this is contributing to this unhappiness and lack of faith. Whoa, Eight of Swords upright, never a good card to see in a relationship reading. This indicates that someone is keeping themselves in a self-harming situation. This is, of course, a mentality where they're keeping themselves in it, because this usually indicates they can get out of it if they so choose. But usually the idea that they got themselves into this creates a level of shame to where someone does not disclose the truth of their situation, which leads to isolation, which keeps them in this situation longer than they should be. So if there are any issues in that relationship, it seems like they will try to resolve things privately amongst them behind the scenes, and that may actually prolong the suffering of either of the two people in that relationship that are unhappy with the way things are going. And that, of course, is not good for a relationship, but it's not the end of the world. It is something that someone could choose to get out of. So let's see if this is just a temporary mentality, like some self-doubt that may be contributing to someone being in this state of depression, or if indeed it is due to some experience from the partner in the relationship or an external party that is putting a lot of pressure on them. Let's get a few more cards out. Yeah, the Five of Wands upright, indicating conflicts, arguments, disagreements, competition. That's never good when you're dealing with people in the entertainment business. You never want someone that might be jealous of you, and because of that, they're trying to be controlling, or they're trying to tell you how to structure your life, because somehow they're able to dim your light and suppress you. This idea of dimming one's light is why I'm getting this idea of someone being a little controlling. But yeah, this Five of Wands pointing to conflicts and arguments in a situation that seems already harmful to one of the people in this relationship is, of course, not positive. It's unhealthy. Then we have this Nine of Swords. So after a period of worry, of concern, of anxiety, of possible depression. Again, we keep seeing this idea of depression in the cards. Now there is mental clarity. Now there is composure. Now someone has gotten a grip and realized that things are not as bad as they thought. So somehow this Nine of Swords in reverse card could be indicating that there may be something salvageable in this relationship, that maybe someone is blowing things out of proportion in their head, since we did see something in this Eight of Swords indicating a mentality issue, and we're seeing several cards from the Suit of Swords here reinforcing this idea of mental intellect, communication. So whatever issues they're having with their thinking, be it self-doubts, be it maybe someone has internalized traumas that causes them to believe that their partner in the relationship may be doing other things instead of taking things at face value, taking their word. Maybe there is work done or progress made to where someone's able to strengthen their mental, strengthen their thinking, get clarity on whatever they had doubts about, and that allows them to feel some sort of relief, feel at ease in the relationship, and I assume is going to help overcome any conflicts, any arguments, any disagreements. But let me get a few more cards out. Seven of Cups. So this could indicate that someone has the illusion of many decisions, and so they're making bad decisions, maybe making bad choices, or it could indicate that someone thinks they have a lot of options. In a relationship, obviously, you would think that someone thinks that they can step out and do better. They can get a better option of who to be with, and that's, of course, not positive. Is it that whatever clarity, mental clarity someone gains in this relationship allows them to see that I can do without this relationship and maybe move into something better, move on with another partner and do better? I mean, when you're in a marriage, that's a lot different from just being in a relationship. There's a lot more on the line. You've now merged assets and other things. So I would hope that this decision is not taken lightly, but let's see what the upcoming cards say. Yikes. Six of Swords upright, indicating indeed moving on from some sort of toxic or stressful environment or relationship. So it seems to be that this is a very cerebral person or time for this couple where they have to really think about what do they gain from each other in this relationship, at what cost. Is it me that I'm just thinking things, or am I being gaslit, or is it my past traumas that could be informing my perception of things? Whatever it is, this last card indicates someone will move on. So that potentially could be a breakup. This could also mean travel. So because Demi has that tour coming up, maybe this could be saying that all of this could be swept under the rug temporarily. But ultimately, when we see the Six of Swords upright, it indicates that someone must move away from the choppy waters to get to the calmer waters, or to get to the more peaceful, sunny light at the end of the tunnel, getting away from any difficult, challenging, toxic, and straining environments or periods in a relationship. So it seems like there is a lot of decision making to come. I cannot believe how many cards from the Suit of Swords are finding me. You all saw me shuffle. This is unprecedented in any of the readings that I've done before. Yikes. I have to take all these cards. So immediately we see the Three of Swords, indicating some shocking loss and disappointment, like a breakup, like a divorce, some sort of betrayal or sabotage, followed by the Queen of Swords, but this was in reverse, indicating that someone may be cold-hearted, cruel, bitter. This is someone that's dismissive and overbearing. Then we are followed up with this Knight of Swords card in reverse, indicating someone that is very careless with their communication. We did see a lot of cards from the Suit of Swords here, indicating intellectual, mental, and communication issues. But this is someone that is impulsive, unpredictable, possibly even violent. I hate to say that, but the Eight of Swords also points to potential abuse. So with this idea of either domestic abuse or emotional, mental abuse, and this idea of violence that we can get from the Knight of Swords, someone that is very impulsive, very hasty, very fast, someone that's quick to act before thinking and quick to say something hurtful before realizing the collateral damage that that will lead to. This indeed is a toxic person that someone will have to move away from, no matter how painful that heartbreak will be. This person needs to find the strength to have clear boundaries and to be a direct communicator in order to deal with this personality that could be somewhat of a bull in a china shop, as they say. And then the last card we have here, unfortunately, is the Lover's card in reverse. This is very sad to see. This indicates that someone is not destined to be together. This indicates a very troubled relationship, a troubled union. This is disharmony in a relationship. So I will leave that there because I think these cards speak for themselves. It seems like in the long run, unfortunately, Demi and Jutes may not make it. They may not, their marriage may not survive all of these challenges and difficulties that they have, especially any internal conflicts, any mental conflicts that they're dealing with. There might be a lot of manipulation because the King of Swords is a very crafty, very intelligent, strategic archetype that could misuse their power to be manipulative. So dealing with someone that may be either mentally fragile or uncertain and doubtful, this kind of personality could contribute to their mental state, a downward mental state where they continue to feel discouraged and unhappy and possibly even depressed, which we saw a repeat of that in the cards as well. So ultimately, it seems like all of those feelings are just indicators that they are not supposed to be together, unfortunately. Oh no, I'm sorry to see that for Demi. It seems like she was so happy. But of course, these cards are just for entertainment. No facts, no truth, just tarot. So it could not be true. It could be that she is enjoying a beautiful, happy relationship, which I hope is the case. So we will see what is to come for them in these next 2 years. And it will be especially interesting to circle back to this reading to, after things unfold, to see if there was additional context for each of those cards, since we did get so many from the Suit of Swords. So let's see what happens. All right. Who is next and last on the list? Oh, right. We have Ciara and Russell Wilson. Another beautiful couple. I was going to also do Winnie Harlow and Kyle Kuzma, but I'm going to have to table that for another time when I am more energized. Let's see. Oh no, there's a bot in my chat. Didn't I? There we go. Removed. Okay, so I'm going to switch decks for this next reading. You guys see my screen? Yes, you can. So the next reading is on singer Ciara and pro football player Russell Wilson. They share a beautiful growing family. I think they have 3 kids now between them, and Ciara has a son from a previous relationship. They are often out and about, making appearances, looking great, and they have even played matchmaker connecting some of the couples that I have done readings on recently. For those of you that saw my WAGs special last week. So let's do a reading on Ciara and Russell. Actually, no, first let me get a little more information on them. Oh, look at the baby. What a cutie. Beautiful family pictures. They look great. So, Ciara and Russell Wilson, how long have they been together? Oh, for over 10 years, Ciara and Russell Wilson have been together and married for nearly 10 years as well. Interesting. So I guess they got married shortly after meeting. Ciara's full name is Ciara Princess Wilson. Nice. She is 40 years old. She is a Scorpio. All right, October Scorpio. And Russell Carrington Wilson, he is 37. He is also a November birthday, but he is a Sagittarius. Interesting. So let me just make sure. Indeed, they only have 4 children. I thought they were at 5 by now because we have seen Ciara similarly to Rihanna often pregnant in recent years. So I thought that she was at 5, but indeed she is just at 4, and they all look dashing. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say about this beautiful couple, Ciara and Russell Wilson, Spirit. So quick shuffle here. So do one more. Okay. Yeah, that feels good. Spirit, what is to come for Ciara and Russell Wilson in the next 10 years, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out for Ciara and Russell Wilson. Oh, okay. Page of Wands in reverse. So someone is discouraged or lacks passion in this relationship, which is surprising. Maybe that will come, or it could be not necessarily about the relationship. It could be about something external, like in career, some ambition that they're discouraged about, or that is distracting them from the relationship, that is causing this insecurity somehow. Let's see what the following cards say. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles upright. This is a positive card. This indicates someone who is very good with wealth, business, prosperity, abundance, generosity, someone who's a provider, someone who creates security, someone who's realistic. So this could be pointing to some good leadership in that couple. So we would first assume that this could be Russell, since it is a male figure, but this could also generalize for business. Things may go well in business for them as a family unit. They may continue to collect the coins, since Russell Wilson, I believe at one point he did have one of the bigger contracts in the pro football NFL, and it could be that maybe there is an ambition to step out into something new that does not quite go well yet, but it could be premature. This idea of immaturity could mean that it just requires a little more development, and these things may be contributing to the relationship, which is why we're seeing them early on in this reading. But one more thing that just came to me is, since the page is usually to do with someone younger, this could possibly point towards not having another child. This could be saying something about there was an idea or a conversation, a desire, a passion at one point to further expand the family past their 4 beautiful kids, but maybe now they're hesitant, now they're distracted and have other priorities, business priorities, where they're thinking, let's maybe put that on the back burner. So, ooh, beautiful. Then we have the 10 of Pentacles. This is about legacy, long-term finances, family. And since it's upright, this is about long-term abundance for this family. So, indeed, there will be a lot of positive business decisions made for their long term wealth, prosperity, and overall success and abundance. This is excellent. Someone's going to get a big bag, a big payday. This is a big check, or they have already accumulated all of this wealth and they will be able to enjoy that security of that abundance. And the family portion as well. The family as a whole will be very successful. Then we see this 9 of Wands upright. So this indicates that they are one stage away from reaching some goal that they have fought hard. They have fought long and hard for. And it's just a matter of persevering, remaining resilient to accomplish that goal, whatever this may be. It seems like they are a family unit that is ambitious in their career. Of course, Russell is in the football, but Ciara regularly makes appearances. She tries to do music. I believe she's trying to do a rum line, so that's a spirit. She's doing liquor and other ambitions. So they are definitely trying to pad their pockets and enjoy the platforms that they have created for themselves and expand upon the brand and the image that they've made for themselves. I believe I even saw Ciara at the recent New Year's Eve. She did like a performance there and she was dancing really great. We know Ciara for the cool dances. So whatever ambition they have, whatever goal they have as a family to accomplish, they just have to withstand one more big challenge, one more battle before they accomplish whatever it is. And it seems like they indeed are destined for a lot of success and abundance long term anyway. So that's good. So then we have this 5 of Wands upright, sort of reinforcing what I was saying with this 9 of Wands. There is one more battle, conflict, or maybe even competition. So this is, again, given this idea that it has something to do with business, like an external party that they may be not necessarily competing with, but when you have the element of business, you want to make sure that you maximize your financial opportunities. And if you're doing business that has anything to do with market share, you want to maximize that, and that somehow leads into this idea of competitors. But being competitive when you're still pursuing your career and financial ambitions seems to be the right move when you have the platform and the brand and the image that this couple has. Alternatively, this could also indicate arguments and conflicts about potential goals, about the direction of where this family wants to focus its energy and resources. So let's get another card out here. Ooh, Emperor card in reverse. That's never good. This indicates something may go wrong with business. This is a bad business leader. This could be someone who is supposed to be a father figure that is either being too controlling or is being irresponsible. This could also indicate some leader falling off of their empire, falling off of their throne. So maybe whatever it is that they are pursuing, maybe they're trying to buy a team, something big. It seems to be that they're trying to invest in something significant that will be a legacy move. As hard as they fight for it and as much as they invest in it, maybe that won't quite work out for them, but they'll still be good in terms of their personal finances long term. It just may be that goal doesn't materialize the way they would have wished or wanted. But luck is on their side with this Wheel of Fortune card upright. So if they take some risks, if they try to make some changes, this would be a good time for them to explore, because the outcomes would still be positive. They would still land on their feet instead of stumbling and crumbling if they were to make a big something at this time and then it not work out. So seems like energetically they have a very good support system between each other, as well as external forces seem to be very supportive of them, so they're able to maneuver a bit and try to reach a little higher, reach for the stars, even if there is discouragement and a lot of ambition. They are positioned for that, is what I'm getting from the cards so far. Oh, interesting. We have the Four of Cups. This is the first card we're seeing in this reading from the Suit of Cups. This is the first card that is pointing to something to do with emotions or relationships and love. So this Four of Cups indicates that after a period of contemplation, seclusion, reevaluation of something or someone that once meant a lot to someone, that held a lot of value, now there is dissatisfaction. So there may be dissatisfaction with a deal, or maybe because of these career ambitions, there may be a lull in the relationship where someone is unhappy and dissatisfied with their partner temporarily. It does seem like it's not a big deal, something that was going to impact the relationship long term. But now I'm curious to see a few more cards, perhaps. We're seeing Page of Cups in reverse, High Priestess. So trust your intuition, but don't be unrealistic with those many career ambitions. Oh, yikes. And then we're seeing the Chariot card and the Eight of Cups in reverse. So somehow all of these, oh wow, wait a minute. We also see the Tower in reverse and the Three of Swords in reverse. So actually I'll take these instead, because those earlier cards seemed like not that serious, whereas these seem a lot more serious. So we're getting this idea of blockages overall, but let me just break it down. With this Chariot card in reverse, indicating that someone's being too aggressive in their pursuit of something to where now they're going out of control, which we did see this Emperor card earlier, indicating either too much control or being irresponsible, which could be another way to say you don't have good control or good leadership of something. So all of these ambitions may be driving someone in the wrong direction, because there's all this energy. We saw a lot from the Suit of Wands in this reading. So all this energy, all this passion, but it's not going in the right direction. It's not structured. It's not, the plan is not right. And this could also indicate something to do with travel going wrong, since the Chariot card is a vehicle. So this could be pointing to something to do with blockages and obstructions, which seem to be a theme in some of these cards that we saw, about discouragement, about needing to endure another battle to get to the end goal. And we see this Eight of Cups card in reverse, indicating that someone is having a hard time letting something or someone go. Now, since it is the Suit of Cups, usually that indicates someone, like some emotional connection you had with someone. But we are again led to believe that this is about maybe a passion project, a heartfelt project or ambition that they had as a couple. Possibly even Russell's feelings about his own team, that he may be feeling dissatisfied and indifferent and wanting out of the team, but he's having a hard time letting go. May even be not just the team, but the football league overall. Maybe he wants to retire. Maybe he wants to step out, but first he wants to collect one last big payday before he retires, before he bows out. So it seems like that's why he's still attached with this Eight of Cups in reverse, not ready to walk away until he maximizes the financial opportunities of being in the NFL, in pro football. And then we saw this Well, actually, first we saw this Tower card in reverse, indicating avoiding some sort of necessary disaster. So maybe you see the writings on the wall, you see that things are not going to end well, and you're able to avoid that. Or this could indicate that there is a need for restructuring, which is why I'm again driven to think that these last few cards are starting to indicate something about Russell's team, Russell's feelings with the sports league overall, the pro football league. Maybe there is a need for him to restructure and step away, but he's going to avoid that. He's going to hold on to his opportunity for the financial benefits. And then we end with this Three of Swords in reverse, indicating healing, recovery, forgiveness. So maybe there is a little bit of beating up on oneself in that relationship for staying in something too long. Again, that could be staying in the team, staying in the league, staying in a specific deal, a business deal, if they do any additional business ventures outside of what we know them for, the music and the athleticism. Whatever the case is, there may be a temporary time of someone beating themselves up in this relationship for investing so much into this idea, this passion project, and things not turning out the way they had hoped or the way they had wanted. And because they had such a affinity for this dream, this vision, this plan, something about it that they had once really loved or cared about, this idea, possibly even a person, but I'm more driven to think this is about some of their ambitions, as has been the theme for most of this reading. It seems like they may have beat themselves up a little bit about that for a minute. That might even create just a little bit of behind the scenes strain in their relationship. But it seems like overall, there will be forgiveness, there will be peace, there will be healing. They'll be able to overcome any setbacks that they experience from their ambitions or their reconsiderations with Russell's current career and team or location. And they will get on the other side of all of that. So looks like they will continue winning based on these cards. Let me just take one more peek at what I see here. Yeah, it doesn't feel like that's for them. Looks like they will continue winning. They are very strong and beautiful, and I love that for them. So I'm really happy to end these readings on a positive note for once. Relationship readings are unfortunately usually a little negative because that is one of the vehicles that the universe uses to teach us lessons. So I'm really happy for Ciara and Russell to see that the cards indeed match the appearance. They appear to be a very happy and beautiful couple. So continue to pursue your goals, your ambitions, continue to win, continue to be a great example for a nice family focused unit in the entertainment business, and hopefully that inspires, has a trickle down effect to where more couples can make it the distance and have long lasting love and build beautiful strong families that have the resources to create general wealth and continue the legacies, as we saw in that 10 of Pentacles that in the beginning of that Ciara and Russell reading. All right, so I think that is it for tonight. We are going to wrap up this stream. It has been a pleasure reading for you all. I hope that you all enjoyed these readings. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow to be, well, actually, it's so noisy now I have to wait. Give me one moment to redo that because, as usual, I am in a very noisy place. Thank you. Little romantic, fancy flower, something different, you know, like to switch it up for you guys sometimes. And as a reminder, all of these readings that you've seen tonight were just for entertainment purposes only. No facts, no truth, just tarot. All right. So I hope you all enjoyed these readings tonight. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow to be notified of when I do these streams. Of course, be in touch if you'd like a personal reading. The link is in bio. Thank you all for your likes, for your hearts, for your comments, for your support. Big hearts right back at you as a small and new creator. It means so much. So thank you. Hearts right back. All of these little hearts are for you. And with that, I wish you all abundance and illumination. May divine light radiate through your life. Keep shining. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Love a pretty heart. Pretty colors, girly themes. You know that's me. All right, guys. Thank you. Yeah, one more time for the nail games. Thank you for loving the nail game. LOVE. Yeah, thank you. Razzle dazzle it up for you guys. All right, thank you. Yes, my next stream will be the horoscopes. You can ask your personal question in that stream. All right. Ta-ta. Ciao. Thank you. Bye.